Walker. Welcome to my channel. I have 5 kiddos. We are on our 5th year homeschooling. My kiddos are in 7th, 5th, 3rd, 1st, and preschool. And I just want to get on here and give you guys a little update and just with mommy things. I feel like I do a lot of homeschool. I do a lot of homeschool videos, but sometimes it's nice to get on here and just chat. And so I thought I would kind of give a little update on just where things are and just my feel for, we're in week 7 of homeschooling and kind of the things that we have going on. And it's morning time, drinking my coffee in my awesome Yeti cup. We're Seattle people, we do Yeti. Well, and Stanley. I feel like my dad had that old school green one, that massive one in our big old Dodge Ram van that we had, that backseat turned into a bed. Anyway, let me know if you know what I'm talking about in the comments. We took that thing everywhere, I'm telling you. So this season of my life, this whole year, you guys, if you've watched my previous videos, know that my dad passed away unexpectedly January 5th, 2024. And it's been a interesting and rocky road for me, and with me, my family, all that good stuff. And you never know what someone kind of does or how they're going to react when a death in the family occurs. And so it's been really hard, and something that I wanted to do in 2025 was really focus on my mental health, my well-being, and just my physical health as well. I feel like as parents, especially moms, or just even any person that has a child, or if you're in your 30s and you don't have kids, I feel like you kind of have these moments where you kind of look back and you're just like, man, I used to wake up, I used to do this, and all the would-haves, the could-haves, the should-haves, and for me, I've been pregnant and breastfeeding for basically, 10, 11 years, 12 years actually, of the last 12 years of my life. And it's been a lot of, oh, that can wait. I can do that later. I can work out later. I can work out on Monday. And then 12 years later, wait, nope, I have not. And I've gained like 80 pounds and, whatever. And so I was going to therapy for about a year after my dad passed, to about, I believe it was January is when I stopped. I don't remember, of this year. It really helped me to realize that I don't put myself first. And this year, when 2025, I don't know if you've seen my other videos, I have this like bullet schedule. I have everything mapped out. I have all my lists, and I have what I want to accomplish for the year, financially, physically, spiritually, emotionally, as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, all the things. And I still have not gotten to that, and it's September. So, and I'm okay with that. It's not that I'm letting go of my expectations or what I want for myself. It's realizing I don't need to live by a list, even though I love lists. Obviously, when I need to get something done, I write down a list. However, I'm not as, wild and intense about, these are the things I want to get done. I just felt like I was getting led down. I was letting myself get led down for no reason, just because I didn't live up to this list that I made. And so I do, of course, have some goals and other things that I want for the year that, aren't as meticulous as what I've done in the past. And I have more of a working journal that's almost like reverse journaling, reverse scheduling, I guess, kind of what I do for homeschool. And I'm still reading about 50 books a year, but I really wanted to focus on myself. And so this year, I'm not, I guess, racing with myself to obviously read the 50 books. I'm not racing with myself to try to, or compete with myself to try to finish certain things. And so what's been really working for me is, I don't know if I'd be able to really do this if I didn't have a partner that was extremely supportive. And so I get a lot of help from Anthony. He does the morning shift, I guess, where he makes breakfast, empties the dishwasher, gets the kids kind of going before he starts his work day around 8ish or so in the morning. And so I'm able to get my work at it. And this has been something that I have enjoyed doing since I was younger. I was, in workout classes. I would go running, I would go walking, I would, do lots of stuff. And so I kind of just put that on the back burner once I had kids. I was like, I'm just being active with my kids. But, now I'm getting like minimum of an hour a day. I've been really trying to wake up in the morning and wake up at a reasonable amount. Now we homeschool. I am not trying to wake up at 5 in the morning. I am not a morning person. I used to be in Seattle. I don't know what happened. I think it's because I had to, because my kids were going to school. So I wake up around 7-ish is when we set the alarm with Alexa, which she's gonna turn on, sorry. And then, there you go. Well, she's having trouble connecting to the internet. That's great. Our Wi-Fi must be down. So anyway, and then I immediately just go on the treadmill, and we live in Texas. It's hot. I love walking outside. I read the 52 Ways to Walk. There's something about the morning air, the birds, getting that sun, waking up your whole entire body with just even 12 minutes of walking. It's 580 something metabodies or something in your body that you wake up just from 12 minutes of walking. I have pre-diabetes. Now my numbers are good. And so just getting at least, I try to do 30 to 45 minutes if I can, an hour in the morning, depending on if I actually get out of bed at 7. So my alarm rings at 7, and then I'm on that treadmill by like 7:30 or 8. And then I will basically walk until my kids start coming down around, at least the littles. The 2 girls are down here by 8 working on their stuff. When the littles are down here around 8:45, so that I'm there when they start their day with their homeschool. And so getting that morning walk has really made such a massive difference. And I don't know if you guys read the Atomic Habits book, but once you start making those tiny little habits, it's like a waterfall. Other things just kind of start changing and start, working in your favor, basically, just because you made that one small change. And so when I first started trying to prioritize my health, I just started doing 12 minutes because that 52 Ways to Walk book was like, man, if you can just get 12 minutes out there, just 12 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I can spare 12 minutes. Like, my goodness, I'm scrolling on social media for 12 minutes. I can do that while I walk. And so I would just do, one loop around the neighborhood, and I got my 12 minutes. And so once I started, yeah, I can do 12 minutes. Well, let me do 15, let me do 20, let me do 30. And that has really, truly kind of set the day for myself and for obviously homeschooling and my family. I don't know if you guys feel this too, let me know in the comments, but however mood that I am in, my kids are in that mood for the whole day. And so if I'm not in a good place, I feel like everybody around me is also not in a good place, just because that's how the energy is. There's something that, one of the women at dance, I think it was one of the dance teachers, said, your attitude affects your atmosphere. And that is something that once I heard that, I was like, I am taking that for my whole entire family. And so, my attitude really does affect our atmosphere and our environment here in our homeschool. I am their main teacher. I am their mommy. This is what they see. This is who they get to interact with every day. And so really prioritizing that has really, truly kind of helped with lots of things. And I've been, if you guys know what we kind of do, we're like a no sugar, no food dyes kind of family. And we try to not have so many processed food just because all the ingredients and everything else, and just the horrible ingredients are in food in America. So we just, if it comes from a seed, comes from a plant, we're all there, we're all for it. Of course, we obviously know that potato chips and candy are amazing. So for birthdays and other special occasions, we obviously allow that. Because why not? It is good. It is yummy. I'm a total potato chip kind of like girl. Like give me a bag of Lay's, okay? So we do obviously allow those. We have some tween events at our house that we put on where our whole entire counter is filled with, like Cheez-Its and Goldfish and whatever. And that's literally like once a month. Sometimes we miss a month here and there. And so, making that difference even in just how we eat. And so I've been trying to teach the kids, your body will kind of take on food if you just have the protein first and then have the dessert, or you have salad before your pizza, with the pre-diabetes and everything else. your glucose is going to be different if you have that salad first before you have that pizza. And so really focusing on, you know, how we eat and eating habits. And, you know, my parents are from India. We are all about the rice and the roti, you know, and so that's what I gave my kids even to this day. We do rice and dal. It's one of our major meals that we eat with a ton of spinach. I love putting chopped spinach in my dal. I don't know if you guys are making dal. If any of you are Indian and you cook dal, let me know if you put we get the frozen packs because if I have fresh spinach, obviously I use fresh spinach. However, if you get the organic frozen pack from Whole Foods and you get the chopped ones, it's already pre-chopped, it's easy. I just do basically half a bag of that chopped in my dal, and it is so delicious. And it's just an easy protein. Lentils, obviously, with spinach, there's the veggie and then the rice. And so what we've been doing, because I'm raised on rice and raised on, you know, rice, I just have been doing half a portion of rice, or, you know, like a quarter of my bowl is rice and then the rest is dal of my serving. And so that's been really making a difference. Just changing how we eat and the way we eat has really made a difference. And also I have a tendency to say yes to a lot of things as well. And you know, I've said yes and probably overextended myself even in the season I am in right now. And so learning to say no has been really hard for me because I don't want to let my kids down. I don't want to let, you know, other people down, or just, I want to see something happen. Let's make it happen, you know? And so that's been kind of a struggle I've been going through. Maybe if you know ways of how to say no, just, you know, maybe let me know down below. That'd be really helpful. So I just want to encourage you guys that, you know, it is hard to prioritize yourself. Life gets busy. I mean, I cannot believe the year is almost over. I mean, it's not almost over, but still, like, we are in September. Like, when did that even happen? It's so crazy. The sun is glaring. I don't know if it just looks weird, but anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you guys soon. And I hope this video was encouraging. Like, you have a friend out here who's also going through the same things. It can be hard with 5. I feel like if you have more than 3, you know what I'm talking about. You're outnumbered in your household. Subscribe, like this video, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.